Legalism. So, other terms of legalism is legalistic law, morality, or legal law, or human positive law. So, legalism, also known as human positive law, or law of the state, or law of man. So, the laws that mankind establish determine the morality of an action. So, what is law? Simply said, it is the rational ordinance that the competent authority has imposed for the benefit of the general welfare. So, meaning to say, um, in legalism, what is good is that is, is when you are following and obeying the ordinances and or the law that was promulgated by the man or any authorities. So, for example, legalism. Example is a car was caught on act overspeeding in highly monitored highways here in Davao City. So, the driver was immediately apprehended by the authorities in charge on that place for the violation of overspeeding ordinance by the city government. So, the driver was um, apprehended and he is considered to be his action was not is not considered to be moral because he's violating the law or the ordinance imposed by the city government. um, just like that, simply as that, you just need to be you just need to follow the law of man in order you will be um, good. Thank you very much. That's all.
So good day everyone. I'm Mirjan BTR and I'm going to discuss about the existentialism. So existentialism is a philosophical movement that emphasizes individual existence and freedom. It rejects the idea of predetermined essence or purpose to life, asserting the human define their own meaning through their actions and choices. So existentialists explore themes of freedoms, authenticity, and existential against confronting the inherent absurdity and meaninglessness of existence. Soren Kierkegaard is born in Copenhagen, Denmark in 1813, was a multifaceted thinker known for his contributions to philosophy, theology, poetry, and social criticism. He is often regarded as the father of existentialism due to his exploration of essential themes and emphasis on individual subjectivity. Soren Kierkegaard is a philosophy which is including the importance of subjectivity in understanding truth and existence. So the necessity of living authentically in accordance with one's beliefs and values, and the essential condition of despair inherent in human existence. He advocates for a leap of faith in religious matter, for emphasizing faith over reasons. For Kierkegaard, man is free and such freedom is consciousness to something. There are two kinds of consciousness. The number one is the consciousness of good actions, which leads to freedom. So I'll give you an example. When individuals are conscious of performing good actions, they experience a sense of empowerment and freedom. Therefore, in existentialism, this freedom arises from the recognition of one's ability to choose morally good actions. So second is the consciousness of the bad actions which leads to guilt. So I'll give you an example also. So when individuals are conscious of performing bad actions, they often experience guilt. Therefore, in, exis- in existentialism posits that guilt arises from the awareness of one's responsibility for the consequence of their actions. Therefore, consciousness could be easily be understood through what Kierkegaard coins as the leap of faith. So the leap of faith is presented as three levels. The first level, second level, and third level. The first level claims that a human person at first is conscious only of the static aspect of a human being. Example of the first level is a human being persons may be primarily conscious of the static pleasures of life, seeking gratification through sensory experience and immediate pleasures. So this consciousness may prioritize enjoyment and sensory stimulation over deeper existential questions or moral considerations. So second level assert that when a person came to age of maturity, is now not only conscious of the aesthetic aspect but also to the ethical aspect of human being. So example of the second level is, is consider a young adult who upon reaching maturity begins to recognize the importance of ethical considerations alongside aesthetic pleasures. So these individuals may start to prioritize more values such as honesty and compassion. So in their decision-making process, balancing aesthetics enjoyment with ethical responsibility. And lastly, the third level is somewhat difficult to achieve because as a man goes to live his life, there is the feeling of against or as if something is lacking that whatever man does is unfinished. So this dreadful feeling can only be overcome if a man fully submits to God's despite the uncertainty. This part is what we call the leap of faith. The example of the third level is that can be illustrated through the experience of a persons who despite achieving their success and fulfillment in the various aspects of lives, so still grapples with a sense of essential against or incompleteness. So this individual may feel the profound sense of impotence or uncertainty despite worthy accomplishments. To overcome this essential dread, so the person may choose to embrace a leap of faith, surrendering themselves to fully a belief a higher power or divine purpose, even in the face of uncertainty, but relinquishing, relinquishing control and placing trust in God or transcend reality so they find a sense of resolution and peace amidst the essential uncertainty of human existence. Jean-Paul Sartre was a pivotal figure in the Existentialist movement which emerged in the mid-20th century. Essentialism as a philosophical stance places emphasis on individual existence, freedom, and choice. Sartre's essentialism is characterized by hierarchy ideas. The number one is the existent present essence. So this concept rejects the idea of an inherent purpose of the meaning in life. Instead, individuals define themselves through their actions and choices. There is no predetermined essence to human existence. It is up to each individual to create their own meaning. Second one is the radical freedom. Sartre famously stated that man is condemned to be free. This means that humans are inherently free to make choices, but this freedom also comes with the burden of responsibility. So every choice we make shapes or identify and defines who we are. The third one is the absurdity. Sartre, along with the other essentialists, recognized the inherent absurdity of human existence. In a universe devoid of inherent meaning, so individuals must confront the absurdity of their existence and create their own meaning through their actions and commitments. And lastly, the authenticity. Sartre emphasized that importance of authenticity in living a meaning life. Authenticity involves living in accordance with one's value and values and beliefs, rather than the conforming to societal expectation or roles. So, however, Sartre also discussed the concept of bad faith, refers, refers to the tendency of individuals to deceive themselves or deny their freedom and responsibility. So this can be manifest by adapting societal roles or adhering to external standards rather than embracing one's own agency. So I'll give you an example. So after graduating from the high school, Isa wanted to pursue the degree of mass communications. but her mother declined and argued that she will not go to college unless she will not take up education. So, in these examples, faces a decision regarding her future education after graduating from high school. She desired to pursue a degree in mass communications, aligning with her personal interests and aspirations. However, her mother opposes this choice, insists that she pursue a degree in education instead. So this situation highlights a conflict between Isa's individual desires and her mother expectations, reflecting that the tension between personal autonomy and familiar obligations. So ultimately, Isa must navigate this dilemma considering both her own aspiration and the wishes of her family in deciding her path forward in education. So that's all. Thank you.
Greetings, my name is Galido and today we will discuss about the existentialism philosophy. So, from the word existentialism, the root word here is to exist. Naa, naa ka. So what is essentialism? Essentialism is a philosophical theory that accumulates the individual existence, highlighting freedom, choice, and responsibility in determining one's own development through acts to will. So diri ang essentialism na tulo ka acts tulo ka acts highlighting freedom, choice, responsibility para makatuon ka kung isa ka. So, exist lang kay naa ka. So, what is essence of existentialism? So, individual freedom and choice. Essentialism emphasizes the freedom and choice of the individual. So, naga-exist na individual kana siya freedom, na siya choice, na siya own development, na siya rational thinking sa isa ka bagay na naga-exist siya kay para na siya no-exist lang siya. Freedom of choice, freedom of will. So, napoy ikaduha, personal responsibility. So, nag-exist siya kay na siya responsibility. Essentialism asserts that individuals are entire, free, and must take personal responsibility. For it underscores the importance of action, freedom, and decision making as fundamental aspect of human existence. So, as naga-exist na po ang essence ng existentialism as personal responsibility na po daw. Like, naga-exist lang isa ka bagay kana siya responsibility. Next is rejecting traditional philosophy. So, kani dari essence existentialism ga-reject po gina-reject po niya ang mga tradition like philosophy traditional. So, freedom beyond absurdity. So, kung i-sabto na to ni siya, kung i-summarize na to ni meaning sa existentialism. So, a philosophical theory or approach that emphasizes the existence. Naa lang ka. Naa siya responsibility, ang agent na responsibility na i-determine niyang own development through the acts of will. So, it emphasizes the freedom and choice, di ba? Embracing personal freedom, exercising personal choice, facing the absurd with action. So, it is the view that humans define their own meaning in life and try to make rational decisions despite existing in a irrational universe. So, ga-exist na ni mali ang desisyon aning tao ni pero gina-rationalize niya ni ginatama niya kasi mali good. So, minor ni siya na theory, by the way. Essentialism believes that individuals are entirely and must take personal responsibility for themselves. So, like for the example sa video ni Sir na like for example, nakay idea na talinis na example lang niya parang na idea na nakay talinis na bagay dira idea lang pero wala siya sa imong atubangan wala siya nag-exist so idea lang so asa ang essence ato talinis na bagay consider diba so wala mo nag-exist so wala siya essence wala man siya nag-exist diba therefore emphasizes action, freedom, and decision as a fundamental and holds that the only way to rise above the essential absurd condition of humanity, which is characterized by suffering and inevitable death, it is exercising our personal freedom and choice. So, impact of belief system, refutation of universal meaning, predation of conventional beliefs emphasizes on individual exploration. So, on learning gali siya ang existentialism. So, mao ni mga thought process sa mga existentialist. So, by the way, na ay duha ka philosophers na i-discuss diri aday ha. So, philosophical depth, human existence, freedom of will. So, existentialism and rationalism, human experience. So, akaning rationalism, seeks ba ni siya discover sa universal truth through reason and logic. So, object objective reality, rationalism emphasizes objective reality, whereas existentialism acknowledge the modified and subjective nature of human existence. So, moral ni siya pag ang authority niya for guidance, contrasting with existentialism. So, ga-emphasize lang siya din sa personal development sa isa ka tao. So, diri sa akong topic, na duha ka philosopher naga-discuss ani about essentialism. Ang isa atheist o ang isa kay atheist. So, that's all.